Hello and welcome to the show where I prove that DIY can be as easy as ABC. On this show, we're working on windows. There's my guide to painting them inside and out. There is absolutely no way that you're going to get out of painting that. The fast way to replace glass in a beaded window, and how to get to grips with putty. A special putty for metal windows and a separate putty for wooden windows. Okay?
I thought they were all glass.
So let's meet the DIYers who are going to give me a hand.
My name is Julie Weir and I live with my husband Paul in a 3-bedroom terraced house in Dulwich.
My name is Steve Branney. I live in Oxford in a 3-bedroom semi-detached house with my wife Lou and 2 children, Jessica who's 12 and my son Sam who's 2.
I haven't had any massive disasters, just a few little mistakes that I haven't put right yet. It was my job to cut the curtain poles to size. Needless to say, I didn't do a very good job and they're a bit short. So the sun still pokes through and I haven't put it right yet. But soon, I'm getting there.
The best honest critic of my DIY skills is my son, because he thinks everything I do is absolutely fantastic. Sadly, my wife doesn't have the same view and she's a bit of a nag.
I'm really looking forward to learning how to replace a pane of glass, because we've got one in the back that's just done really horribly and I really want to go back and put that right.
Now sadly, the radiators are all leaking, but at the moment I've done my own first attempt at fixing them by using this handy device, but that's been there for 4 years now and I think it's about time I change the radiators as well.
Good morning, Steve and Julie.
Morning.
Morning.
Well, it's not the best of mornings. Now, you've got your toolkits. I bet that's going to make interesting viewing. And is this yours?
I borrowed the hammer.
It's a sad toolkit. Come inside, have a nice cup of tea, and I'll try and sort out a kit for you, and we'll discuss what I've got lined up for you for the day. Right, Julie, let's look in this Pandora's box of tools. Lots of hammers, another 3 hammers in here. You think they're important, do you? Like 2 there. That's 5 hammers you've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got some sort of fetish with hammers?
These are his and hers matching hammers.
Does he do any DIY, Anne?
No.
So it's all up to you?
Yeah.
Ah, so have you become good at it?
No.
Give me strength.
Bodge a lot of jobs.
Steve, what can I say about yours? Not much I can say about yours, really. It's a bit basic, isn't it?
Well, it does for me, I get by.
We've got a grinder still in its box, still unwrapped.
Yeah, it looks like a dangerous bit of kit, that, so I thought I'd get some lessons before I took it out of the box.
Well, I've got some good news and some bad news for you today. The bad news is that you're not going to get to use it. It's going to stay in the box because we're not going to be doing it. And the good news is I haven't got to watch you take your fingers off with it. So drink up and let's get started. Well guys, the first task today is going to be preparing and painting windows. Now I know you're probably saying, well that's boring, it's simple, you know, I've done that before. Everybody's got windows, but the preparation for painting and the maintenance of them is very, very important, because that's where you get the main problems for ingression of water, and if that happens there can be really, really expensive problems to solve later on. So I want to show you how to prepare and paint a window correctly. Can you feel that for me? Although it's fairly smooth, it's prepared, PAR as they say, prepared all round, it's still a bit rough, you can feel the grain. Now that will come out in the paint finish. So you've got to get some paper. You want to sand it down. Now you can see that this coating, this preparation coating it's had here, is not very thick because you can already see the softwood window coming through. Yeah. That's just after a few rubs. So I prefer to give these a coating with paint properly or varnish, whichever it's going to be. Now I've cut some paper for you, so you take a piece and just fold it, okay? And you can work on one side of the window, you can work on the other. You come round here, start rubbing it down. Watch the glass. Yes, you don't want to scratch the glass. We're going to sand this window until it's as smooth as a baby's bum. It could take a while, so in the meantime, here's some more DIY. A sunny spot away from overhanging trees is the ideal place for a garden pond. And the easiest way to install one is to buy a rigid mould. Position the mould and sprinkle sand or earth around the edges. Remove the mould and use the outline as a guide for digging the pond. The edges of the hole need to be flush with the surrounding ground. The hole needs to be wider than the mould by about 150mm and about 25mm deeper. To make sure your mould doesn't get damaged, remove any stones from the hole, use the back of your spade to compact the earth and line the hole with a layer of sand about 20mm deep. Lift the mould into the hole and use a spirit level and board to check that the pond is sitting level. Be sure to even out any discrepancies, because if your pond is on a slope, the water will run to one side and drain. Fill the gaps around the edges of the mould with damp sand by pushing it down with a batten. Now you're ready to fill the pond with water, but a word of warning. There could be harmful chemicals present, so wait for a week before adding any plants, and then at least another month before introducing any fish. We've made progress with the window. Julie sanded it down and I asked Steve to remove the fittings with my cordless screwdriver. Pardon?
Could you turn it on? Oh, push that down. Right, okay.
Yes, Steve. That'll be the on button. The next step is to wipe away the sawdust with a damp cloth. Then I applied some knotting solution. Particularly want to get some on this sill. Any knots left untreated will dry up and fall out, leaving a hole. Or they'll exude resin and ruin your paintwork. We're now ready to give our window a coat of primer. Now what we're going to do, we're going to actually paint the outside and we're going to varnish the inside. Now this is an acrylic primer and undercoat in one. Acrylic means it's a water-based one. And always spend a good 5 minutes or so giving it a good stir, the paint. These are important tasks to make sure you really mix it up, particularly if you're using oil paints, because you have to distribute the oil back into the paint. To prepare a window for decoration, you'll need some sandpaper, a screwdriver, a damp cloth and some knotting fluid. I've given Julie and Steve some narrow brushes so they can help me paint on the primer. Remember, this is going to be painted and the other side is going to be varnished.
Okay. So you don't put it... No, you don't put the undercoat into the varnish.
No, you don't put the undercoat on the varnish. I can see we're progressing. No, let me try and help you with the strokes. What you got to do, you're just pouring at it like that. No, load the brush, okay, wipe both sides, and then what you do is when you put it on, it's a stroke, it's up and down. So it's a smooth stroke, not... You try and get... Just think of yourself, you know, I don't know, as a Michelangelo or something, you know. Bit of style to it. And then, of course, that means that as you brush it through, the paint is more evenly distributed over the surface, so you'll get a nicer finish.
Didn't the Karate Kid train this way?
Who?
Yeah, he did.
The Karate Kid.
Wash the car. Brush the fence.
Karate Kid.
I remember it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I spent 5 minutes showing you've gone straight back to your old habits. My pearls of wisdom seem to have gone in one ear and straight out the other.
This is not going well.
It's all right, yeah. If, like these two, you end up with more paint on your glass than on your frame, just wait for it to dry and carefully scrape it off with a razor blade. Well, that's not bad. At least we can still see through the windows, which is something in our favour. But we're not ready to start painting it yet. For the perfect finish, it needs a lighter sanding down and undercoating again. Steve's in charge of that, and I'm going to show Julie the art of varnishing. Work your brush out. Work your brush out, and then come away from the corner, work your brush out until you've taken the excess off of it.
Can you varnish over the top of this paint to make it extra sort of long lasting?
No. There is absolutely no way that you're going to get out of painting that. Well, that's looking good. I'd say that's finished. That doesn't need another coat. Come around and let's see how Steve's doing. Well, that's looking really solid now, Steve.
Yeah, I think it's the last bit now.
Good job, mate. Very well done. Yeah, all we need to do now is just wait for half an hour for this to dry, and then we'll give it another coat.
Okay.
The final coat. Well, while we're waiting for it to dry, why don't we just have a quick recap and see how we did this. To prepare wood for decorating, sand it down and wipe away any sawdust. Apply knotting fluid to any knots or imperfections. Before you paint it, sand it down. Then prime it, then sand it down. Then undercoat it, then sand it down. Then apply the final coat of finish. Steve and Julie's DIY skills have improved, which is more than I can say for the weather. To see if there's any further developments, join us after the break. Today, I've taught Julie and Steve how to prepare and paint a window frame. Their next lesson will be replacing a pane of glass in a puttied window. But first, I've got a quick repair to do in the garden. Well, we have a brief respite in the weather. It's still a bit mucky, but I'm going to take this opportunity to repair my broken window. Now, this window is a beaded window, and I'm going to show you quickly how to do it. Now, safety gear, gloves, glasses, very important when you're dealing with glass. Take out what you can of the loose glass and always break it into the bucket like that, you see. And what we're going to do, we only need to take out 2 of these beads. We can leave one in position. So, using a flat crowbar, that's it. Just ease it off without damaging it, because we want to reuse this. Now those are the pins. We want to bang them back. Take off this second one. Tap back the pins again. Clean off the remaining bits of glass. Now I'm going to put in the replacement sheet of glass. Now put the beads back in place. You can, if you feel confident, use a claw hammer like I have, or you can use a little pin hammer. But whatever you use, lay the hammer on the glass as a tip, and then just tap it. It sort of guides it. Just short strokes, little strokes all you want. There's less chance you actually slipping. Often now I'm breaking the glass you're trying to repair. There you go. It doesn't take long, fast and efficient. Now I'm going to go next door with the bill, along with his son's ball. Next, how to fit a puttied window. It's probably apparent what you've got to do here today, because your next task is to actually replace a broken pane of glass. Okay, now I've been good to you because these 2 are already broken. This one, I'm going to show how you take it out. But pay very close attention, because I'm going to do this one complete. Take it out, put a new pane of glass in. You've got to watch, because then you're each going to do a pane of glass here yourselves on your own. For this job, we'll need goggles and gloves, some masking tape and a paintbrush, a hacking knife and chisel, a hammer, some putty and a putty knife. When removing glass, always wear safety goggles and gloves to protect yourself. A good tip is to cover the broken pane with masking tape, as this will help to contain the splinters. Catch the glass in a bucket and then use a hacking knife to remove the old putty. Once the old putty has been removed, brush away any dirt and glass with a paintbrush. Now we come to the interesting part, the glazing part. And then we have putty, linseed oil putty. But what you have to do, have a bit of newspaper there and make sure that your hands are moist. Okay? In the old days they used to spit on it, on their hands, but I thought maybe we'd go for something a bit more suitable for today. But when you first take it out of it, it's going to be soft and oily on the top, but down the bottom it's going to be quite hard. And the reason you take it all out and put it on the paper is because you've got to mould it, you see. You get a hold of it like this and soften it. You can take all your frustrations out with this, you know, it's really very, very good for you. And then you roll it round and make a bit of a long sausage of it, really. No, straight up, this is serious. Get it into the corner. Work the putty into the recess of the window.
Do you have different sorts of putty for inside and outside work?
No, it's the same sort of putty, but you have different putty for different types of windows. You've got a putty, a special putty for metal windows, and a separate putty for wooden windows. Okay?
I thought they were all glass.
And we take a piece of glass. When you've got a patterned piece of glass like this, there are two sides to it. One's smooth and one's the rough side. Now you normally put the smooth side to the outside, so when it rains it's less likely to get dirty quick, and you have this coarse side to the inside. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
So what you do, just a little bit off the bottom, so you're not right on the timber, so you get a bit underneath it. You put it in a position, squeeze it down, and squeeze it in. Ease it in carefully. Once the glass is in place, hammer in the sprigs. These are tiny pins that secure the glass. It's easier if you tap them in with the side of a chisel first. Once you've got it started, then you can go to the pin hammer. When the sprigs are in, apply more putty around the window. Use a putty knife to mitre the corners, then take off the excess. Using the flat bit, you squeeze it in. Run a dry brush over the putty to seal any gaps and smooth over fingerprints. And finish the job by trimming the excess putty away from the other side of the glass. Well, you've watched me, I've shown you, now you're going to do it on your own. Okay? Good luck, I'm off to do something else. What Julie and Steve don't know is that I've wired up a monitor upstairs. This will help me to see if they're following my instructions properly.
This is not going to be good.
Oh, look at the state they're getting in. This is absolutely hilarious.
Have it the right way around.
Okay.
Well, at least they've got the glass in the right way round. Goggles on, very good. Now, Julie, she's got lovely long nails. Well, Julie's just dropped one of them sprigs
Leave
in
that
the
one
putty,
in there.
and her long nails weren't allowed to pick it up. New sprig. Second sprig down. Oops. Julie's getting a bit frustrated with this. She might have more luck if she started with a chisel like I showed her. No, the side. No, the side of the chisel. No, you'll cut your finger off. Julie seems to be approaching this as if it's a bit of sculptor, and she's breaking off the bits of clay and adding them to the glass, and then standing back and admiring the work.
Now the artistic bit.
There we go.
I think you said start at the corner,
Yeah.
like that, and then kind of.
The wrong way around with it. I don't think that Julie has quite grasped the technique, but let's leave them to it while I show you the right way to tackle some home improvement. Even though it's often best to get ready cut glass from the glazer, you can also have a go at doing it yourself, and here's how. For straight cuts, take a glass cutter and a straight edge and lay your pane of glass down on some newspaper. Put your straight edge along the line of your intended cut and draw your glass cutter across the glass. Only do it once or you may end up with a jagged edge. Next, place your straight edge under the glass and tap along the scored line to widen the cut. Finally, align the straight edge with the cut and press down on each side to snap the glass. To cut a circular hole for an extractor fan, for instance, you'll need a circle cutter. Attach the suction end of the cutter to the centre of your circle and score the circumference. Then score another circle about 20mm in from that. Next, lift the glass and tap on the underside of both circles to widen the cuts. Lay the glass flat and score a series of crisscross lines inside the inner circle. Then carefully tap out the centre. Finally, trim the remaining glass using the slots on the back of your cutter to lever off the glass. And that's it. With a bit of luck, you'll do a good job, and hopefully not a smashing one. Now back to our amateur glaziers, who seem to think that they are doing a brilliant job.
That is beautiful, look at that's perfect. Tommy's gonna be mad, yours looks better than his does.
I'll be the judge of that, thank you, Julie. Ah, Julie's picked up the brush. Julie's work looked a bit hairy to start with, but at least she's remembered the finishing touches. 8 out of 10, I reckon. He's finished. I've got to give him 8 out of 10 as well. Maybe even 9. Let's see on closer inspection. Well, how's it going, guys?
Sorted.
Well, I've got to say, that's very impressive. Mind you, I was worried for one moment when I thought you were going to break the glass when you smashed those sprigs in the wrong way round. And
Did you hear me doing that?
Did I hear you doing it? I actually watched you doing it. I've been watching a pair of yours on the monitor upstairs. So I've seen every move you've made and everything you've said. I heard it all.
That means you've caught our little cheats.
But I think, although your slightly unorthodox method of using the, well, firstly of putting the patty in, that was funny to watch. I mean, you was like as if you was a sculptor having bits of clay all the way around. But I've got to say, for the first attempt, I've got to give you both 9 out of 10. It really is.
9?
9 out of 10 for your first attempt.
Oh, I think Steve deserves at least a 10.
We gave ourselves 10 anyway, didn't we?
Have you had a good day?
Definitely.
Yeah, lovely day.
Did you learn a lot?
Loads.
Yeah, mountains.
So you
Got
can...
the confidence now to go home and try something at home.
What more can I ask? Why don't you join us again soon for some more DIY?
I had no idea Tommy was spying on us, and when he told me, I was shocked and really embarrassed about the odd job I did.
I think he gave us roughly the right mark for the windows, but really it was 10 out of 10 because we'd already decided that really ourselves.
I feel really confident. I'm gonna go home, got some great skills, and I think I can actually do the job now.